Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back at you with my final update for the month of October 2012. Got a bunch of titles to get through, horror, some non-horror. I just wanted to include it in one big update to round off the month. There's been some fantastic releases this month, and I've also picked up a lot of great horror titles on Blu-ray. So yeah, wanted to round the month off with my final update, and a fairly big one, so I'm just going to get straight into it. We'll start with the horror ones first. A lot of these I've seen previously, and a lot of them are Blu-ray upgrades from my DVDs. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first one is a very limited and special release for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake on Blu-ray. As you can see, very different cover art. This is a really limited release. I think I'm the only one to own this movie, and the reason for that is this is my own custom cover art. Basically what I did is, this is the Australian DVD cover art, and what I did is I just decided to make it a DVD Blu-ray combo pack, and I trimmed down the DVD cover and just put it into the Blu-ray because I love this cover art a lot more. I think it's awesome, and I think I did a pretty good job. It fits in nicely. There's the spine, and in the back I still kept the original Blu-ray artwork. There it is there inside the case. So yeah, so I thought that was a pretty cool customization that I did, and I just wanted to quickly share it with everyone. Great movie, by the way. I thought it was a really good remake. I probably prefer it to the original. I know I'm probably going to get some hate for that, but just my opinion, so there you go. Next up we have another remake, and that's the Amityville Horror. This one I most certainly prefer it to the original. I think it's 100 times better. I did not like the original at all, but this remake was really good. A lot more creepy, I thought, and a lot more faster paced. So I definitely wanted to pick this one up on Blu-ray. Another remake, we have the American remake Shutter with Joshua Jackson. I didn't have too much expectations going into this. I've seen it previously. I own it on DVD also, but loved the movie so much. This was a cheap Blu-ray, so I decided to upgrade. Fantastic American remake. I haven't seen the original Japanese movie, which I definitely want to, but this one, for those who don't know about it, it centers around Joshua Jackson and his girlfriend. Joshua Jackson is a professional photographer, and basically they go to Japan. No, do they go to Japan? Or yeah, they go to Japan. They moved from New York, that's right. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, they moved to Japan, and Joshua Jackson's character Ben continues his photography over there. Basically his photos have ghostly images. Really good. Absolutely killer ending. I loved the ending to this, so glad to own it on Blu-ray. Next up we have one of my favourite 80s movies, Re-Animator. Nothing too special here, guys. This is just the same cover art to the DVD that I own, and it also looks like it has all the special features ported over as well, which is pretty cool because a lot of Blu-rays don't do that. But yeah, haven't had a chance to check this one out on Blu-ray, but I loved the movie so much I wanted to pick it up on Blu-ray. So ReAnimator, great movie. If you've never checked it out, I highly recommend it. Then we have Stephen King's Pet Sematary. This is the new release here in Australia. Picked it up nice and cheap. I think it was about $10, so happy to upgrade. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but it is a classic and I like it a lot. Definitely going to revisit it soon and see what I think of that Zelda scene. Yeah, that really freaked me out back in the day, but yep, definitely worthy upgrade, I think. Pet Sematary, great film. And the last of the horror is a box set, the Universal Monsters Classic Collection. It has the eight of the classic Universal Monster movies. We have Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is a great package overall. It comes with a booklet, some postcards, or lobby cards, and digi-style packaging, which houses all 8 Blu-ray discs. Overall, I think it is a great package. Love the book, love all the extras you get into it, and the discs are housed really, really nicely. My only slight complaint is the actual digipack itself is a little bit flimsy. I'm glad I picked it up, but these aren't movies that I can watch over and over. They're definitely the type of movies that I have to be in the mood to watch. I've seen a couple of them briefly just to check out the transfers. Checked out Dracula, Frankenstein, and The Wolfman. I didn't watch them to completion, I only sort of skipped through them. But transfer-wise, really, really good. They did a phenomenal job with this, which I was expecting. I did sort of follow it, a bit of the restoration stuff throughout the time it was in development, and yeah, they certainly did an amazing job. So I definitely recommend this set if you're a fan of the classic monster movies. Definitely worth getting on Blu-ray. Alright, now on to the non-horror. So first up we have Puberty Blues. This is an Australian 8-part TV series, or mini-series I guess you'd say. This is based on the 70s movie Puberty Blues, and it centres around Debbie and Sue, who are there on the cover. Basically just follows them throughout teenagehood, sex, drugs, alcohol, partying, that sort of thing. Really, really good. I thought they did an absolutely fantastic job with the show overall. They didn't back away from any of the themes, quite graphic and in your face, especially to do with the sexual side of the series, and the overall cast were brilliant. So I really enjoyed this one. If you've never heard of it before, I recommend checking it out. It was a really, really good look back at the 70s Australian culture basically, and I'm glad the series did well enough that they will be doing a series 2 next year, so that's awesome. So that's Puberty Blues on Blu-ray. Next up we have another upgrade, and pretty excited that Wargames finally has a Blu-ray release. This has been a film that I've been wanting a Blu-ray release for quite a while. I'm glad it finally got one and glad to own it. I haven't checked it out on Blu-ray yet, but from the reviews I've read, the transfer is meant to be really, really good, so that's awesome. This is one of my favourite 80s films. If you've never seen it, you need to check it out. Stars Matthew Broderick, who plays the main character. He's like a computer hacker, and he basically hacks into this government thing and sets off a nuclear warfare without realising it. Really, really good, fantastic 80s movie, love it a lot. So that's Wargames. Not really a big fan of this cover art compared to the MGM DVD that I own, but what can you do? Then we have Abduction. Watched this over the weekend and was pleasantly surprised. This is pretty much a teenage version or a younger version of the Bourne movies. So if you're into those sort of movies, I definitely recommend checking Abduction out. It was a hell of a lot better than I thought it was. Basically it centres around Taylor Lautner's character. He finds out that he's been abducted via a missing persons website. Him and this girl called Karen are doing a school assignment, and they come across this website and he sees his photo on it, and basically the movie turns into like him trying to figure out what the hell's going on while being pursued by these agents. Really, really good. Some fantastic action scenes. So I highly recommend this one. I was pleasantly surprised. Next up we have Prometheus. This is the triple play Big W exclusive with the 36-page art book. Picked this one up for $22, which I thought was a really good buy. I picked it up last week, or yeah, I think it was last week or whenever it came out. I've yet to watch the movie. I didn't get it to see it in theatre, and I haven't watched it on Blu-ray yet. Hopefully I will be watching it this weekend. Heard mixed things on it. I'm pretty much going in with no expectations. I want to experience the movie myself. So yeah, that's Prometheus. Then we have Super 8. This is the triple play edition. I saw this movie when it first got released and I wasn't a big fan of it, but I think my expectations were way too high. I fucking hate it when people overhype popular movies, because quite often I'm disappointed. And with all the people going on about how this is pretty much the modern day equivalent to E.T. and the Goonies, no. That's why I was so disappointed with the film. I will admit I really enjoyed the first half, didn't care too much for the second half, but I felt like giving it another watch for some time, and I picked it up on Blu-ray really, really cheap. So I think going and revisiting this film with a fresh and open mind, I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot more. So Super 8. Last and certainly not least, we have E.T. on Blu-ray. I finally own my most anticipated release of 2012, and I picked it up earlier today. I watched the film already on Blu-ray and it looks phenomenal. They've done such a brilliant job with the transfer on this, especially the outdoor forest scenes. Oh my god, especially the scenes at the beginning of the movie when E.T. gets left behind. Holy shit, they looked amazing, and it was like I was in the forest with E.T. Just all round fantastic movie. I don't really need to go into too much detail about it. I'm sure everyone knows what this movie's about, and probably everyone has seen it. But yeah, I definitely encourage everyone to pick this movie up on Blu-ray. It's phenomenal. Universal have done another amazing job on it, and I really like this edition. Nice blue colouring there, and it's another one of the Australian digibooks like Jaws. I picked this one up today. It got released early. It's at Big W for $22.86. This is the limited edition actually. The box set comes with the E.T. plush. For $22.86 you really can't go wrong with that. You can pick up the original digibook on its own for $20, but hell, for $2 more you might as well pick up the limited edition. So yeah, this release is amazing. Any fan of this movie, you need to own this movie on Blu-ray. It's my second favourite movie of all time, and as I said, my most anticipated Blu-ray release. Very, very happy with it. It certainly got the release that it deserves. So, movie of the update for me is E.T., and one of the best Blu-ray releases of the year in my opinion. So, highly recommend any fan of this movie to pick it up on Blu-ray. Alright, so that does it for this update. Hope everyone's enjoyed it, and thanks a lot for watching.